Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Precious and this is Precious Touch TV. If you're just joining me, welcome. If you've been here before, thank you for coming back again. So today, first of all, before I go into today, I want to apologize for being AWOL for a while. For like 2 weeks now, I haven't uploaded any videos, and long story short, I've just been overwhelmed with a lot of things, doing everything and getting swamped with work life and every other responsibility you can think about. So here I am now. Apology is out there, please accept and let us move on. So today, like I said earlier, I'm going to be discussing something that a lot of us can relate to, a lot of us being we in Nigeria, and generally young people everywhere that are trying to upgrade their lifestyle. So I'm going to be discussing, should I quit my corporate job? This is a question on a lot of people's minds, and we find that a lot of young people that want to go into business or that want to become full entrepreneurs are always caught up between when is the right time to leave my corporate job, when do I go all in, what do I do, should I put in the energy I'm putting into this job into my business, is this something that's going to work, will it fly, and things like that. And a lot of people have a lot of questions around this kind of issues. So basically, I'll be discussing the topic, should I quit my corporate job? And I hope that you watch till the end so that you can see the views I have to share on this topic. Keep it locked. Moving into the topic proper, should I quit my corporate job? First of all, I think that before you ask yourself this question, should I quit my corporate job, or before you ask anybody to advise you on whether you should quit your corporate job or not, you have questions you should ask yourself before this question. Questions like, is it the right thing to do? And for everybody the answer should be different. So is it the right thing to do if you are going to be able to sustain yourself for as long as you need to balance in whatever it is you want to pursue? Is it the right thing to do with regards to somebody that has a family that depends on you? Is it the right thing to do with regards to your business that you want to launch or go into full time? Have you tried and tested it to know if it's something that's going to pick up quickly or sustain you while even when you leave your current job? So these are questions you need to ask. You need to ask yourself if it is the right thing for you. Consider family, consider sustainability, consider offtake, consider scalability of the business you want to pursue. So before you quit your corporate job for whatever it is you want to pursue as an entrepreneur, I think you should ask yourself very serious questions like, oh, is it the right thing to do? So with regards, you're quitting your corporate job being the right thing to do, is a risk you have to think about. You have to factor it in. And in addition to that, I think you should ask yourself the question of, is it possible? I'll answer that question. I think it's possible for you to quit your corporate job and pursue your entrepreneurial dreams full time. I don't think you need anybody's permission to do that, but like I said, you should ask the question before this possibility question, like, okay, is it the right thing to do in the context of why you are leaving your corporate job? Another very important question you should be asking before you're asking should you leave your corporate job is, are you in debt? So if you're in debt to either the company you work for or to people or to whatever, if you're in debt in any way, then you should be thinking of how to pay off your debts before you launch out as an entrepreneur. Because if you are working a corporate job, a 9 to 5, or you're in paid employment and you're in debt, there's something to look forward to. Okay, so the salary is coming next month. You can plan your payments, your payback for whatever debt you're owing. You can say, okay, in the next 3 months I'm going to pay off this debt. In the next 6 months, as salary is coming in, I'm going to remove this percentage and pay off this debt. But as an entrepreneur that is just starting out, there are a lot of uncertainties and there are a lot of things that you cannot predict and see from your standpoint, except you have fully launched the business. Now, I don't think that launching a business or going into entrepreneurship full time with a debt hanging from your previous life is the best thing to do. So you should ask yourself the question of, okay, what, am I in debt? Is there something I need to pay off? Is there a debt I need to clear? After you have done that, then you can now ask yourself, should I quit my corporate job? Okay, so I've cleared my debt, what's the next thing? Or do I want to work some more to save up some more money, or do I want to just jump in? So at this point, the decision is yours to make. But first of all, if you have debt, find a way to clear it. So I know that one of the mistakes that young people make when they want to go into business is that they think that, oh, they'll have more time to themselves, their work lifestyle will be more flexible, they can wake up when they want, do what they want when they like and all that. But the reverse is often the case, except you are not planning on succeeding. So if you are planning on launching a business or leaving your full-time job to become a full-time entrepreneur, there is no resting. That's not the point when you are lounging. That's when the real work starts. So you should be asking yourself questions like, am I ready to put in the level of accountability I was putting into my full-time job, into this business or this side hustle that I'm about to upgrade and make if my full-time, employment, my full-time entrepreneurial pursuit. So you need to ask yourself questions like, okay, am I as accountable as I need to be with regards to running this thing? So when you were working on a paid employment, it's easier to be accountable because you have people that you report to or people that report to you. Either way, there's a check and balance because they are deliverables, and if you don't deliver them, then there are questions to be asked. So whether it is that people are reporting to you, you have to check on them to find out if they are doing what they need to do to add up and make up, your own responsibility. Then if it is that you are responsible or reporting to somebody, you have to ensure that you tick all the boxes, do what they need you to do, so that the workflow continues. But as an entrepreneur, the drive, the accountability, responsibility, everything lies on you. So you ask yourself this question: are you ready to put in the level of accountability and responsibility that you need, for this thing to be a success? Before you launch out, before you say, okay, I'm quitting my full-time job and I'm going into this thing full-time. Because the truth is, if you do not put in the required amount of energy or drive or accountability or responsibility that the business needs, it is most likely to even fail before it takes off. So ask yourself that question: am I ready to be as accountable and as responsible as I was on my paid employment in my business before I quit my corporate job? Then another thing you should consider is that, I know that it sounds very fancy nowadays to say, oh, I'm an entrepreneur. What do you do? I'm an entrepreneur. What do you do? I run my own business. What do you do? I do my own business. Oh, what do you do? I'm the founder of this. I'm the owner of that. I'm the blah, blah, blah of this and that. Fine, beautiful, well and good. Very, very innovative, very inspirational, very motivational, very, very, forward thinking. But you need to consider money that you do not have, experience that you do not have as well. So you want to be an entrepreneur, you have the drive, the passion, the innovation, blah blah blah, and all those things that you think are the things that will help you, launch out as an entrepreneur. But do you have money in the bank? Do you have money to actually put into this business before you begin to look for partners or investors, or before you begin to tell people that, okay, look at what I've done so far, I need you people to invest in this my business, or look at my idea, look at how far it has gone, look at what I've built, I need you to contribute to the success of this business. You need to consider that factor. And I know that the reason why a lot of people go into paid employment is because they need to raise money. I mean, if you want to launch a business, it's fine if you can launch with nothing. I've heard people that say, oh, I launched my business, start with nothing. No, I started with 10 naira. Understandable. But, in a more realistic world, you need some money. You need some money to, start off with. So whether it's akara you want to sell, whether it's clothes, whether it's earrings you want to sell, whether it's phones, whatever it is you want to do, if you want to build something, you need money. So you need to consider the fact that this paid employment is going to assist you with the funding, and then make your decision. Then you also need to consider the fact that, as an entrepreneur, you are going to come to points where you make mistakes. But if you stay a bit longer in your paid employment, you might actually learn a thing or two about avoiding those mistakes, especially the ones that are very, very avoidable. So one of the things you can learn in your paid employment is process. You can learn structuring, you can learn how to manage your books, financing and all that. You can learn project management in your place of employment, and then apply these skills and knowledge when you launch your own business. So consider money in the bank, consider experience that you don't have before you decide if you want to leave your corporate job. Guys, without scaring you so much, I just want to do a bit of a recap and just to remind you guys that everything I've been mentioning is more like saying check yourself and be sure before you leave your corporate job. So basically you're doing like a risk assessment on the impacts of leaving your corporate job on your family, on your finances, on your network, on your experience, on a couple of other things that are specific to you. So for me, you need to consider these factors: your family, your responsibilities, your dependents, your finances, your cash flow, your network, your business knowledge. When you consider these factors, then you can decide, okay, I want to leave my job now, but this is time for me to leave or not leave. However, I am not disputing the fact that gut feeling can sometimes just be all you need to leave your corporate job. So I think that at the end of the day, it's just for you to be very sure, and there's no level of surety that you can get to and say, oh, you know what, I think haven't checked all these boxes according to Precious or according to Mark Zuckerberg. It has to be according to you. It has to be according to what you want. So if you have checked off all your boxes and you are sure that, oh, you know what, I think that this is time for me to launch, this is now or never, or there's an opportunity that you have seen, there's a gap that you have seen that, you know what, I need to go in now, and if I do not go in now, I might just be losing this opportunity, then you should also consider if it's something you can do at the side with your current job before you now launch in full time. Okay guys, it's been nice discussing with you. Thank you for watching. I hope to see you in the next video. Please like, share and subscribe, and keep it locked on Precious Touch TV.